reigning champions next at Stamford Bridge for Chelsea. But let's look back on that second half, because you said there was a goal in this, at least for Brighton, and there proved to be. What about it from a Chelsea point of view?
Well, I think it's for me, it's down to the goalkeeper. I think when we do see it, it maybe comes, it might be a little bit unsighted, but when you see where that is, I think that he has to save that. I don't think there's no surprise that there's links with Edouard Mendy from Rennes, same place where Peter Cech came from, funnily enough. But, you know, you cannot be a team that's competing and trying to catch the Liverpools, Man Cities of this in this league and have a goalkeeper that has let in 9 of the last 13 shots he's faced. So that they're on target. You know, that's not good enough.
I thought it was unlucky, to be fair. I've got to stick in the Kepa camp because, listen, the ball did move. He's got 3 or 4 players in front of him. I was more disappointed with Mason Mount. You know, he just ambles out to Trossard. You know, as a midfield player, and I've played centre midfield in my life, once that ball goes back, as a midfield player, you get as close as you can. He just walked out and with all the time in the world. It was a good shot. Listen, it's gone under the keeper's arm. But, you know, it's just one of those. I feel Kepa at the moment is under so much pressure. We know Frank doesn't really want him there. We know he's looking at another goalkeeper, as Wright said. And everything it gets analysed. It does dip a bit. Yes, he'd be disappointed. But sometimes you've got to stop things at source. And I don't think the Chelsea midfield did that enough.
Well, the good news for Chelsea was 100 seconds later, the man we've just heard from, Reece James, did this.
Well, you know, you look at Tariq Lamptey, who's had to move on from being a right back, and we're thinking, why have they let him go? And then you see the current right back from 25 yards hit a shot like that. That is just magnificent. He's a very highly rated player. But I think that when you looked at the way that Tariq Lamptey is playing, you're thinking, my gosh, he must be some player. And that is probably one of the reasons why as well. They probably kept him and sold.
Because he takes free kicks and corners as well, doesn't he? You know.
What a goal that is. Brilliant goal.
It was going, Lamptey, how can he not get in this Chelsea side? That's the reason why, because he scores goals like that.
Unbelievable strike.
He's caught it perfect, to be fair. Can't do much about it. As I said before, Brighton are going to feel unlucky because it's a 25-yarder. One day they gave him Rose Ed. Unfortunately, they winning a top-end keeper.
OK, so that was 2-1 Chelsea. Then a big moment in the game. A golden opportunity
massive
for Brighton.
Moment. And you said, you know, Brighton did OK. They played the ball well. They passed it in the right areas. When you play against the top teams, the Chelseas and Man United Cities, you've got to score these. You have to score these. And it just shows the deficiency, as Wright mentioned before the game, about Chelsea's defence. They're all at 6s and 7s. You should never allow the player of that calibre, a centre-half, right head of the ball with all that space to score. He tried to put too much purchase on it. He tried to flick it when he actually just had to hit the target. So they'll be disappointed. That goes to 2-2, and then they're back in the game. So they'll be disappointed with that.
It's, you know what? If you want it to fall to somebody in there, it's probably Lewis Duncan, the way he plays for Brighton. I was very surprised he missed that. You know, it's a very easy header. You don't need to do anything with that, like I've said there. But, like, it's you know what? It weren't their night. It weren't their night tonight. You know, you could see it was more Chelsea's night with the luck they had, even with their third goal, which we're probably going to see. And, like I said, they gave away the first goal. You cannot give them these chances. That there, just head it towards Kepa. Just head it towards the goalkeeper. Don't try and do what he's done there. He's trying to guide it into the goal. There's enough goal there. For me, as a striker, you just head that straight into where it's coming from. And if the keeper saves it and you think, oh my gosh, how's he saved it? You cannot miss the target there.
That was one central defender at one end, and then at the other, Kurt Zouma off the Brighton centre-half, and it was 3-1.
Yeah, to fair, as I said, this was Brighton so unlucky today. I mean, I'm not sure who's marking him. Another centre-half come up. Someone's got this tighter than that. And Webster just sticks his foot out. Hasn't got a clue where it is, to be fair. And as Wright said, that was just Chelsea's luck today. Chelsea weren't great today. Didn't play really well, but it was about getting the 3 points in the first game, because I kind of feel now, looking at this Chelsea team, looking at the top 3 or 4, that if you lose one game, you know, because you feel City going to win all the time, Liverpool going to win all the time. If Chelsea want to be up there, they need to start winning these type of games, right?
Yeah. And if they're going to win those games, then you're going to need a goalkeeper that's going to help you to win those games as well. Because what you'll find with City's goalkeeper and with Liverpool's goalkeeper, they will save games for you. They will win games for you. Chelsea won't do that with Kepa.
When I was talking to Frank before the game, we're under no illusions. We lost 11 league matches last season and still finished in the top 4. And if they're going to close the gap, then they have to eradicate that.
Of course they do. Whether it's Kepa, I don't know. I mean, that's right. They're looking at someone else, but just as a unit, you've got to defend better. You know, I kind of look at Chelsea as a little bit of soft touch. You know, really, really do. They played all the nice football. We talked about Loftus-Cheek tonight. He was so frustrating, me and Wright. You know, for someone with so much talent, he's not a kid no more. You know, he's 24, 25, a young man. This was a chance for him to kind of grab the game and say, listen, I'm still here. You know, especially with the players coming in, he's not. You know, and they're so soft in areas. They need to toughen up all over the park. Yes, you can look at Kepa, but you also got to look at Dunker, three-headed there. Where's the centre-halves? You know, it's a whole unit sometimes. I think it's easy to blame the keeper because he's the last of the defence, but sometimes the whole unit from the back four to the centre midfield players have got to defend the goal better.
And it's easy to blame this keeper because he makes a lot of mistakes.
And you always blame him by the looks of it.
No, it's there. The stats are there to see. You know, when you look at the amount of goals,
I'm not sure.
13 shots on target, he's letting 9.
But is he as made as many mistakes as David De Gea last year? Well, this is the question, and like, you know, this is how I look at it.
I think the stats are there to show that he's probably I think they said like 19 shots outside. He's letting 19 shots in from outside the box or something. He doesn't save Chelsea when they need saving, like match-winning saves. He doesn't do them. He doesn't do enough of them, and that is why, for somebody who's like a £71 million goalkeeper, Chelsea are now having to look at someone else. He's not the answer for him, especially if they're going to try and challenge.
And is that because he's maybe lost confidence? Because we hear the rumours about Frank don't fancy him. You know, every game he's under pressure.
No, I don't think it's anything to do with that. I think since he's come here, he looks the part.
Price tag?
I don't know. You know, when he came here, I think he had one game for Spain. I don't know how many games he played for Atletico Madrid, but it was a kind of purchase that made everybody's jaws drop, hit the ground. Because you're thinking, well, we haven't seen anything yet. Let's see what he's got. He hasn't got anything special for Chelsea to have weighed out that money for him. And you're seeing it now that he is actually costing them. He'll cost them.
OK, well, they still won the game. And talking of big money price tags, what did you make of the two Germans overall tonight? Very, very early days. Match 1. Haven't had too much time with their teammates.
If I kind of put my manager's head on, you know, I don't think he can play up front as a central, pivotal part of the Chelsea football team. Timo Werner. I kind of feel that he's so comfortable, and even Wright was saying he gets in that position, but he either wants to come towards the ball because he's not getting on it, or he wants to start drifting out left. I think Havertz could be as a number 10 for me. I don't think, you know, at Leverkusen, where he's played as a centre forward all last season, not used to running back, you know, with full-backs and that. I think he hasn't got the pace. We saw one time when he give it away and he had to kind of get back, but that's not his game. You don't pay £90 million for someone to keep chasing full-backs back. So I see him as more as a number 10. Whether you can go with a Pulisic and Havertz, I don't know, but it's the balance of the team that's so important for me. And when you look at Liverpool's top 3, City's top 3, Man United's now top 3, you know, they play consistently every week. Frank's got to get that top 3 or 4, where it is, right, if they're going to get challenged this title this year.
The thing with Timo Werner, with his pace, once he does get to the pace of the Premier League and the actual system, what he's going to play, I don't know what it was today. Was it a 4-2-3-1? And if that's the case, then he will stay right in the centre, and he's got to learn to do that, because if you're going to have Pulisic, Havertz and Ziyech, then that's enough chances for you to stay in there and not start to drift out. Probably, if it's me right now, that's what he'll probably have to learn to do, because I don't see him playing anywhere else in respect to the way Frank wants to do it, because I see him as their goal-scoring guy. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works, because the rest of those guys, they play those positions, and they're the creativity for him to be the end product. And
some nice touches from Havertz along the way tonight.
Yeah, I think that it was one of those situations, again, where he's playing against a team that you'll see is Brighton, and the game's what he plays in Germany. You know, it's a similar kind of intensity, but nothing's like the Premier League and what this Brighton team, how this Brighton team played today. But you could see his left foot looks very nice. He's got some nice touches. Seems very, very calm and cool about the way he plays the game.
OK, well, it is a winning start for Chelsea and indeed for Sheffield United. And the three of us will see you soon.